All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is the day. This is the day that the Lord has made. Let us rejoice and be glad in it. For those of you that are coming on, please, you know the rule. Hit that like button, hit that share button, and tag Lolly Dolly everybody and let them know. Prophet Ramon, hit that share button. The Squad. We are live right here on the Ramon Preston Show. Today is Thursday, April the 7th, 2022, and I'm super excited. I am just like trying to hold my composure. I'm so excited. This has been an extraordinary week. It's been an extraordinary month. It's been an extraordinary year so far. And my hope and expectation is that your day, your week, your month, your year so far has been extraordinary as well. So please do me a favor, hit that like button, hit the share button wherever you are, whatever you're doing. Make sure that you text someone, tag someone, share the show with someone, let them know Prophet Ramon, the Ramon Preston Show, the Squad. We're live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. And I have an extraordinary conversation that I want to have with you. I want it to be a convo because I need some participation. So please put in the comments, what city you are watching me from today. I love to know what city you're watching us from today. I want to say thank you to all of you that are a part of our business community. Maybe you're part of our ministry community and you're merging over into our business community. I really, really appreciate it. One of the biggest passions that I have in life is to see a convergence of ministry and marketplace come together, converge together, connect together, collaborate together so that we can continue to expand the kingdom together. And so if you are part of our business community or our ministry community, but you take the time to watch the Ramon Preston Show, I want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart. On behalf of my wife, myself, our team here at Ramon Preston Enterprises, we thank you and appreciate you so very much. So please put in the comments what city you are watching us from. I want to say thank you to all of you who have purchased any product or service, any event that you've attended, any information that you have gathered from us. If you are a member of our Millionaire Blueprint, our online training program, if you are a member of our mentorship program, our coaching program, if you are a member of our certification program, our business incubator, our licensing program, maybe you are a client in our consulting division or maybe our real estate division. I just want to say thank you so much for giving my wife and I and our team an opportunity to serve you. Thank you for trusting us with the information that we share with you. And our goal is to continue to add value to your personal, professional, and financial life. So, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I am your host, Ramon Preston, and every Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time, we show up here on this show to share information with you that we know is designed to help you start, structure, and at some point scale your businesses, your ministries, your income streams, and your wealth building dreams. So if you're an entrepreneur, if you are a startup company, if you are already in existence as a business owner, but you are finding yourself facing challenges with either structuring your business or scaling your business, the information I share with you on this show is a direct extension of our consulting division, our coaching division, and our training division. So as a business consultant, coach, and trainer, I see to it that my community, my clients, those who are part of our ecosystem, I see to it that you get the right information that can be valuable to you to help you excel in whatever it is that you're doing. So today, I want to talk to you about how to build out your holding company, how to build out your holding company. I just read an extraordinary book. I'm always reading books. I'm always researching. I'm always learning and training and developing myself. But I just read a book that was written by an extraordinary business consultant. And this business consultant literally works with billion-dollar organizational enterprises all around the world. And I listened to the book. It was an audio book that I was reading actually with my ears. And when I got to the final 10 or 15 minutes of the book, it dawned on me that the overwhelming objective of what this consultant was teaching in his book was centered around structure being more important than anything. And it just seems as if I went through the whole book, 10 chapters, and it wasn't until I got to the last 15 minutes of the book that I actually heard him say, the most important thing is structure. The number one thing is structure. I mean, he literally said it about 3 or 4 times within the last 15 minutes. It was his summary. It was him giving us an overview of what he just talked about for the last 10 chapters. And when I heard it, it just resonated with me as a business consultant because I know when you're able to do it right the first time with your infrastructure, as we talked about several times throughout this week on the show, when you're able to do it right the first time with your infrastructure, it makes it easier for you to do it right with your integrations of systems and processes and with the implementation of how you go into the market to make money for your business. And so for those of you that either have holding companies or you are being introduced to the information about holding companies from people like me, and you're just looking to maybe start one or restructure and reorganize whatever corporation or entity you have, it's going to be very important for you to also learn how to build it out. On yesterday's show, I talked about infrastructure, integrations, and implementation. Well, the infrastructure, I was explaining to you that your holding company is similar to you building a house. If you were getting a house built from the ground up, well, first of all, you have to choose the land. You got to find the plot. You got to get the environmental people to come out. You got to get the engineers. You got to get all of the people to do the architects, all of the things that they're going to do to make sure that the house can actually be built on that property in that plot, right? Okay, then you get the cement company to come out and pour the foundation. So the foundation is very similar to how you start and how you establish your holding company. So just because you have a holding company, just because you got your first LLC, just because you got your EIN, your articles of organization, you got your operating agreement, you got your bank account, you may have 1 or 2 lines of credit, you know, you got a foundation established. Well, now it's time to build a framework, because your framework is going to be the integration of systems and processes, very similar to how you build a house. You got the foundation, now you got to build the walls, the frame, and then you got to define the rooms to make sure everybody knows what this house is going to look like, and you already have a sketch and a blueprint that the engineers and architects have already put together. Then it's easier to put the roof on, it's easier to run the wires and the plumbing, it's easier to bring the appliances in, it's easier to bring the furniture in and all your personal belongings, and guess what? It's easier for you to move in and turn that house into a home. Well, building out your holding company is very, very similar. So I want to just walk you through a brief summary of some of the things that we've talked about this week, because I've dedicated the last several days on the show from last week all the way up to now. I've dedicated each show to really talking about certain specifics with regard to holding companies. So just in case you missed some of the information, let me just give you a brief summary and an overview so that you can understand where we are in light of where we're going to continue to take this conversation. So first and foremost, what is a holding company? What is a holding company? A holding company, by definition, is a legal entity that operates as an umbrella or a parent company. And it exists primarily for the purpose of holding other businesses, investments, and assets. Now, for some reason you can't take notes and you can't follow me to the T, just understand that I've got this information in PDF forms. I've got this information in video forms. I have an entire online training program just for holding companies. I have an entire training program for how to start it, how to structure it, with tutorials, with all the documents and the forms. I have a mentorship program that I train and help assist my clients and mentor them for an entire year as they start and structure and scale their holding companies. I have a business incubator that we are currently introducing, and this business incubator is going to be a program that my team and I as consultants are going to literally not just show you what to do, but in this business incubator, we're going to work with you to start it, to structure it, to integrate your systems, your processes. We're going to help you with your vision, your mission, your core values, your company pillars. We're going to help you with your product development. We're going to help see to it that you build a successful 6, 7, or maybe 8 or 9, 10-figure organizational enterprise. So again, a holding company by definition is a legal entity that operates as a parent or umbrella company. It is primarily used for the purpose of holding other businesses, holding other investments, holding other assets. These assets can include, but not be limited to, company divisions. So there may be divisions within your company that are considered to be assets that your holding company holds. They can also include wholly owned subsidiaries. And I'll talk a little bit about that, because this is how you're going to build your business out. You're going to build your holding company out with divisions. You're going to build your holding company out with subsidiaries. And you're going to build your holding company out with other assets. So let's just start right there. We know what a holding company is, right? Holding company. We know a holding company is typically a LLC, and it is going to hold. It's going to hold. The key word is hold. It's holding. It's holding other assets, right? And we want to qualify what those other assets are so that we can understand the purpose of this holding company. So the first thing that your holding company holds, and this is how you're going to build it out, are what we may call divisions. Now this is very, very important, because most entrepreneurs who start holding companies or any type of business entity, most entrepreneurs are very creative. Most entrepreneurs are very like elusive in their minds. So you have a lot of ideas. You have a lot of things that you think about doing. I'm one of those people. I'm a very creative, elusive individual. So that means I'm always moving around. I'm always coming up with ideas. I'm always resetting stuff and pivoting and changing and tweaking certain things. And when you are able to establish your main parent umbrella company as a holding company, and you know it is primarily for the purpose of holding other assets, and one of the first or main assets that it will hold is other divisions, it really gives you a home. It gives you a house, a place to house your ideas. Because if you don't have this type of infrastructure built, a lot of times, every time you get an idea, you end up starting a new LLC, right? You end up going to get a new business license. You end up opening up a new bank account, when the truth is you need to filter those ideas first. And the easiest way to filter those ideas is to drop them in the incubator of your holding company and just use them or treat them as divisions. So they're not separate entities, and I'll get into that in just a moment. So what are some other assets that your holding company will actually hold? Well, it will hold subsidiaries. All right, and we'll talk about these in just a minute. It will hold intellectual property, or what we can call IP. It will hold copyrights. It will hold trademarks. It can hold patents. It can hold stocks. It can hold bonds. It can hold real estate. Now, just so that you can see how this works. So you have divisions that your holding company can what? Quote unquote hold. You have subsidiaries that your holding company can quote unquote hold. But then you have all of these other types of assets that in most cases, they're going to be birthed from, or they're going to derive from, or be created from divisions, and they're going to either be housed in subsidiaries, or if they're not risky, they'll be housed within your holding company. So for example, anything that is real estate related, anything that you do real estate related, I'm going to always, especially as a business consultant, I'm going to always recommend that your real estate is housed in a subsidiary, which means that this real estate company is going to be owned by your holding company. But this is how you build your holding company out. It's hard to build it out if you don't have the foundation established. But once you have the foundation established, now you're able to take all of your ideas. Some of your ideas may be intellectual property. Some of your ideas may be copyrights. Some of your ideas may be potential trademarks. Some of your ideas may be patents. So all of these things that are considered to be ideas could actually work as, these all could work as divisions of your company. So what that means is, unless otherwise noted, this is just a general blanket observation that I'm making. So if you have intellectual property, ideas, things that you've come up with, things that in your intellect you have developed, ideas and concepts and views and perspectives and certain ways of doing things, you have copyrights. There's certain content, just like my content. All of my content says copyright because it is information, it is content that I have written, I've come up with, and I wanted it to be protected, right? You have trademarks, so there are certain logos and names and certain distinguishing things that separate you and your brand and your business from other brands and businesses. There are patents. There may be certain patents you have that you've come up with and you've gotten it patented. Well, your holding company can actually hold the ownership of those things. Because a lot of times when I've met people who have started holding companies, maybe they've gotten some online program or company to file their paperwork, to form their entity, but because they don't understand the concept behind this entity that they have, they don't understand how to run it. So they don't know what the advantage is. I see this all the time, not just with people who have companies, but I see this all the time with people who have trusts. I know people who create trusts, and they think just because they have a trust that the trust is actually valuable, but they don't know how to actually take certain assets and put the ownership of those assets within their trust, or put the ownership of those assets in their holding company and let their holding company be owned by the trust. But it should start with your business system being established correctly so that you can build it out. So a holding company that is considered a legal entity that operates as a parent or umbrella company, that's what we have here. Your holding company, it operates as a parent and umbrella company, and it holds businesses, investments, and assets. So subsidiaries would be considered businesses. A division may not necessarily be considered a division. It may be a DBA. It may be your holding company doing business as. But from a paperwork perspective in your company, it's only a division. It's not a separate entity. But then this holding company can hold assets. So stocks, and I misspelled stocks. I don't know what I was thinking about. Stocks, I put Stokes. Stocks and bonds could be investments that your holding company owns. You can own a real estate company or own property, rental property, but it is in another LLC, but the ownership interests of that LLC are owned by your holding company. And this is how you start building your holding company out so that it can become more valuable, more impactful, and so that it can house the most important aspects of your legacy. All right? So this can include, as we said, divisions, wholly owned subsidiaries, partnerships, intellectual property, copyrights, trademarks, patents, stocks, bonds, tangible and intangible assets. Now, here's a powerful point I want to make, because some people misquote me on this all the time. In order to properly start and structure a holding company as a legal entity, we're talking about starting it and structuring it. There's a difference. You must have a full understanding of a holding company as a concept. So when I talk about the concept of the holding company, what exactly am I referring to? Well, let's see. A concept can be described as a set of ideas, a set of thoughts, a set of beliefs that are formed to function as daily principles and practices. So when I talk about learning the holding company concept, or the concept behind a holding company, I'm talking about understanding the ideas and the thoughts and the beliefs that need to be formed and need to function as daily principles and practices. So that means every time I come up with an idea, or every time an opportunity presents itself, because I understand this concept, I'm able to identify where this idea or where this opportunity fits within the ecosystem of what I have built. So if I come up with an idea, is that idea intellectual property? Is that idea a trademark? Is that idea a copyright? Is that idea something that could be licensed as opposed to being a whole new business? See, when you start understanding these concepts, you're not going to always be looking for ways to operate a new business. You're going to be looking for ways to maximize your overall value. And so that doesn't always mean operating a new business. I may have an idea or a concept that comes to my mind, but because I understand all of these ways that I can build my organizational enterprise out, I may not even have to do anything operationally with that idea. I can actually take that idea, copyright that idea, trademark that idea, patent the idea, use that idea as an IP, and license it out to other people who may need it in their operating businesses. So this is why it's very important for you to learn and familiarize yourself with the concept. So a lot of times when you're listening to people like me, especially if you're the type of person that you don't like paying to learn, you don't like to pay to educate yourself, you don't like to pay to get proximity and to get access to information, then you're never going to understand certain concepts. You're already missing the memo. You've got to build the muscle to understand that, oh wow, I've got to learn certain things and I've got to listen to it. I always tell this to my clients. When I give them access to my training platform, when I give them access to come to my workshops and my masterminds, when I give them access to come to my weekly coaching calls, I'm always telling my clients, if your business is not succeeding, take a step back and just look at what I'm giving to you. All you have to do is learn it and build a muscle around it and literally turn those concepts into functional, formed daily principles and practices. But you cannot turn concepts into daily practices if you don't get them. So that means if you're getting the wrong information, if you're getting conflicting data, you're never going to be able to form certain principles that you can practice in your day-to-day life. So hopefully I'm making sense to you. If I am, please put in the comments what you're getting out of what I'm sharing with you. If you understand the concept behind the holding company, please give me some feedback and let me know. So this is how you're going to build out your holding company. This is how you're going to build out. So the first aspect of your holding company that you're going to build out will be your divisions. So what are divisions? Well, let me give you a definition of what a division is. A division is a department or a functional area of the holding company that temporarily produces and provides products and services primarily for research and development. So if you have a lot of ideas, or if you're one of those entrepreneurs that's very creative and elusive, it's going to be very important for you to have a holding company and then to use your ideas as divisions. So let's say you got an idea for real estate, you got an idea for crypto, you got an idea for Bitcoin, you got an idea for certain products you want to sell, you got an idea for an online store, you got an idea for a brick and mortar, you got an idea to go into partnership with 3 people, you got an idea to sell apparel, all these ideas you got. If you don't understand this type of concept, you will not maximize the benefit of understanding divisions, because your ideas, all 15 of them or all 30 of them, can be divisions. They can be used as functional areas within your holding company, okay? These divisions or areas may be DBAs. They could be DBAs. That's a legitimate way of doing business, all right? Which are names that are used in the public. That's what a DBA is, a name that is used in the public to introduce certain products and services to the marketplace. So you're doing business with companies now in the marketplace that are not legal entities. They're just DBAs. They're just divisions of other companies that are legal entities. But because they have packaged that product or service with a name, with an identity, and they've backed it by the fuel and the power of a certain holding company or larger conglomerate, you don't even know that it's not a separate legal entity unless you read the fine print. Well, you've got to learn to do the same thing, because this is a part of your market research and development. You do this. I've had clients that have told me, literally, I've had clients that I've sat down with and they told me they had 7 or 8. I think the most LLCs I've had one person to tell me they had was about 7, and I think they told me they had 1 or 2 nonprofit organizations. So we're talking about close to 10 different entities, when that's really not needed. They did that because they didn't understand these concepts. That could have really probably been one LLC, and they could have had 6 or 7 divisions. Even for their nonprofit, they could have created nonprofit initiatives through their for-profit, or at the very best, started one nonprofit and then repeated and duplicated the same concept in their nonprofit, if that makes sense. So one of the most popular functions of a holding company's division is to provide demographic and geographic market advantages through symbiotic flows. Now I'm going real deep with that. I don't even know if I'm gonna have a lot of time to go deep into that discussion, but just to kind of help you understand what I mean, let me erase some of this here so you can kind of get the gist of what I'm saying when I mention symbiotic flows. So let me give an example, okay? So you have your holding company. This is your parent organization here, right? Then you have 2 or 3 or 4 or 20 ideas, right? Well, when you understand a function of a division is to provide demographic and geographic market advantages, then you're going to look at all of these ideas and you're going to see, how do these ideas flow with my core competencies? Because a lot of people, they're starting businesses and those businesses don't even reflect their passion. They don't reflect their strengths. They don't reflect their core competencies. And we like, well, what are you doing that for? If that's not what you know you are competent in doing, why are you doing it? It doesn't even, like for me, if I tried to go start a landscaping company, or if I tried to go start a tree trimming company, or if I went and started a design company, it wouldn't be a symbiotic flow. So let me explain that to you. Okay, so we got my holding company here, right? So I have an idea, but if my idea is landscape, let's say, if my idea is tech, if my idea is some type of design, my idea may be, let's say, child care service. I'm just giving you certain ideas to show you none of these ideas reflect my core competencies. I don't know how to do landscape, at least not on a pro level. I don't know about tech. I don't know about apps and all of the algorithms of technology. I don't know about design. I wear the same thing every day. I wear the same black shirts, the same suits, I have 50 pair of the same thing. So I'm not the designer. I don't know how to design. Everything you see in my house, my wife did it. I have no input in none of that. And she's thankful that I don't have any input, because it will look a mess. Okay? You definitely don't want me to keep your children, because I'm not an expert with childcare. I don't even know where to start. Okay? So my point is, these ideas, they have no symbiotic flow to my core competencies. So if I brought those ideas into the incubator of my holding company, that could potentially be divisions. When I understand the purpose of a division, let me read it again. One of the most popular functions of a holding company division is to provide demographic, that's people, and geographic places, market advantages through symbiotic flows. So I'm able to easily look at these ideas and identify with these ideas symbiotic flows or the absence of symbiotic flows. So it's easier for me to say, nope, that's just a good idea I got. 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 Because I don't want to waste a whole lot of time in research and development with a potential division that I know is going to just keep my wheels spinning. So these divisional flows that you create in your holding company allow your holding company to expand without the compromising or the drastically modifying the organization's existing corporate structure. So when you do not have this type of understanding for your holding company, for your divisions, most likely you're going to have certain ideas operating in your business that shouldn't belong there. And then the worst thing is you're going to take those ideas, move them from division into subsidiary, and now you are operating 3 or 4 or 5 separate entities, and none of them have any type of symbiotic flow, meaning that they're not flowing together like this. All of them should flow together like that. That's how your businesses should flow. And if they're not flowing like that, that means your business is not functioning at at its full capacity, you're going to find yourself having problems. So you got one business, so you got your holding company, right? And then in your holding company, you got all these ideas. And you got an idea for one business that moves like this. Then you got another idea for a business that moves like that. Then you got another idea for a business that moves like this. Then you got another idea for a business that moves like that. And all of a sudden, guess what happens? You have confusion. And this confusion is going to show up in your marketing. Because if you have confusion within your mind and it shows up in your business, you're not going to know how to market your business. You're not going to know what to market. You're not going to know how to sell. You're not going to know how to operate. You're not going to know how to financially, you're not going to know how to financially quantify and measure the revenue impact because you all over the place. So that means all of your systems and processes are going to be dysfunctional because you don't understand how to build out your holding company. So again, if you are a business owner or if you are anticipating to be a business owner and you do not have your structure correctly, you don't have your systems and processes integrated correctly, or you're having trouble making all of the things that you're doing in your business flow and function successfully, and if you're ultimately having issues generating revenue, like if your business is not generating revenue. So I have a lot of different divisions in my business, right? So I have a holding company. I have divisions. I have subsidiaries. And so I have multiple divisions and subsidiaries, right? So I have all these things that are going on within my business, right? I have all these things that are going on within my business. So I got multiple things going on. So these are all the several things that I've got going on in my business. So these boxes, these circles could be divisions. These boxes could be subsidiaries. So we got subsidiaries, we got divisions, we got subsidiaries, we got divisions. Let's just say, for example, we got all these things going on, right? So if there is a division or subsidiary that's not generating revenue, I'm able to identify with it, but it's not going to ultimately affect my overall organizational enterprise. I just have to go to this area that may be glitching, and I've got to either fix it or I just got to take it out. I got to say, you know what, this is no longer impacting my revenue, and I'm going to move this division. Or it could be a subsidiary, but it's easier for me to function like that when everything is flowing symbiotically. So if you're having issues with any of these things, whether it's with the starting phase of your business, the structure phase, and most people have issues, 90% of the issues, if not 95% of the issues, are with the structure. It's not really with the startup. Most people never get to the scale because in order to get to the scale, I'm still working on figuring out the details of the scale so that I can get into multiple 7 and 8 figures. So it's a lot of work that has to be done. Most of the work you got to figure out at least to get in the game and even to stay current and relevant in your business to make enough money to take care of you and your family. You got to work it out in the startup phase, and most likely all of it is going to be in the structure phase. So if you're having any issues with that and you want to get the proper help, and the help is, number one, educating yourself, training. You just, nobody's going to fix it for you, okay? So let me just make that disclaimer right now. There is nobody you're going to hire, There is nobody you're going to pay. There is no system, no program, no technology, no platform, no internet guru that you're going to pay. There's no virtual assistant, no staffer, no freelancer, no employee that you're going to hire and bring in your life that's going to fix these problems. You have to accept the fact that at minimum, you have to at least be able to understand the fundamental functionalities of your organizational enterprise, of your infrastructure, your systems, your processes. You have to understand at least the fundamental functions of those things. You don't have to be an expert at it. So that means the first step is to learn, to educate yourself. And trust me, I already know. So it doesn't even matter if you even disagree with me. Watching YouTube videos, Googling and going to Wikipedia and just getting information from search engines, it's going to help you get so far. But at some point, you have to centralize your focus. You have to find a tribe of people, of a community that you can connect with. Like most successful people, if not all successful people that you get a chance to listen to and talk to, they're going to talk about mentorship. They're going to talk about getting a coach. They're going to talk about hiring experts. All that is a part of your learning and education. So that means if you just take a certain topic and say, I'm going to go learn everything I can about the topic of business, about the topic of holding companies, about the topic of being a millionaire. What's going to happen is you go listen to 37 different people talking to you about business, talking to you about holding companies, talking to you about being a millionaire. And what's going to happen? You're going to have very few principles that you can practice, because all of that information has come from different views, from different values, from different perspectives, and you cannot form it into one centralized principle that you can put to practice. So guess what happens? You don't do anything. That's not the way you're supposed to do it. So you have to learn, you have to educate yourself, you have to be mentored, and you have to accept that. Like, as good as I sound like I am, and as much as I know based on what I do, I still learn and educate from the right people. I still get mentored. I still get coached, because it's an ongoing process. And the more I learn, the more I educate, the more I realize I need more mentoring and more coaching for where I want to go. So I'm always being pulled by information and learning and education and mentors and coaches who are pulling me to where they are, because that's where I want to be. So we have a few different options for you. If you are a do-it-yourselfer, if you are a learner, a student, and you know that working online and getting training and education from virtual videos and from information that we have put on our online program, if you know that can benefit you and help you, we have an online virtual program with hundreds of courses, lessons on how to start and structure your holding company, how to build your divisions and subsidiaries out, how to understand this concept so that you can start separating your assets, like your intellectual property, your trademarks, your copyrights, maybe certain other investment ideas that you have, and you want to be able to compartmentalize them and separate them as you build your organization out. We have courses in our program for financial literacy, for creative tax strategies, for real estate investing, for sales, for marketing. We teach you pretty much everything that you need to build a solid infrastructure. Because for me as a business consultant, my core competency is to help my clients properly start their holding companies and their infrastructures and structure these business organizations, like with their sales systems, their marketing systems, their operation systems, and their financial systems. This is my core competency. So all of the information we put on our training program complements that. As a matter of fact, most of the clients that we serve, we complement the service that we give them as consultants and coaches with our online program. So we have a Millionaire Blueprint. That's what it's called. It is a blueprint to show you how to actually become a millionaire. If you would like access to this online program, you get 24-hour access to it, 7 days a week for an entire year. We have a 1-year subscription. You can renew it after every year, but you get access to all of these training programs for 1 year. You can watch these videos and learn and educate yourself virtually from a computer, from a phone, from a tablet, from a laptop, as long as you have Wi-Fi access. So that means you can turn your car when you're going to and from work, you could turn it into a university. When you're shaving or getting ready in the bathroom, at the house, you could turn your phone in your room into a university, and you can educate yourself and learn and train so that you can become more competent and more confident in what you do. Now, if for some reason online virtual training is not enough, we also have our Millionaire Mentorship program. And this is an accelerated coaching and consulting program. So what we've done with our Millionaire Mentorship program is we have created a program to give you 1 year, and we've taken the elements of our consulting, our coaching, and our training, and we've brought it together in a comprehensive program to give you 1 year to make sure that you have all the resources, all the support, all the tools that you need for you to properly start, structure, and scale your business. So our Millionaire Mentorship program, it offers you one-on-one coaching sessions. So you get one-on-one coaching sessions. You get weekly coaching calls. Every Monday at 7:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we host a weekly coaching call because we want you to be able to week to week drop in, get information about your business, about your structures and your systems and processes. We want you to ask questions. We want you to interact with other coaching and mentorship members. We also give you access to our Millionaire Blueprint. So our mentorship program gives you access to this for the entire year. We also, in our coaching sessions, direct you to the programs that are complementary to whatever the game plan is that we put together. So as a mentee, we make sure in our coaching sessions, we help you build out your game plan for the year. So we're going to assess your personal, professional, and financial goals for the year. We're going to help you identify with what the best structure is for your business and your organization. We're going to help you in learning how to develop your products and your services. We want to make sure that you're pricing your products and services right, you're packaging them right. We're going to make sure that you integrate the right systems, your sales systems, your marketing systems, your operational systems, your financial systems. And then we're going to show you how to execute a game plan for the year. So now you're able to put this game plan together, have access to our training platform for a year, drop into our weekly coaching calls, and we give you access to our quarterly mastermind workshop. So every quarter we host a mastermind and a workshop in the same day. It's a one-day event. And so in the mastermind, we do a deep dive into your business as a whole. We get into a lot of the nuts and bolts of your infrastructure to make sure that you understand what you have put together or what you are putting together. In the workshop, we address each quarter one of the 4 main pillars. So we address your financial systems and processes, we address your sales and marketing systems and processes, we address your operational systems and processes. So the 4 pillars that you need for your business to function effectively, we address them in our workshops. So this is a mentorship program for 1 year. You could get access to either one of these or both if you join the mentorship program. All you have to do is text. We make it easy for you. All you have to do is text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. So you can text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. When you text the word millionaire to this number, we're going to reach back out to you. We'll take about 10 minutes or 15 minutes to walk you through a brief consultation to assess what your personal, professional, and financial goals are over the phone. We'll do that over the phone. And once we help you identify with what you need to do and what program is going to work best for you, we can process your payment. We can onboard you within 20 to 30 minutes of your payment being processed, and we can schedule your first initial one-on-one coaching session to get you started for the rest of the year. This is our Millionaire Mentorship Program. If for some reason the mentorship program is not what may work for you right now, then our Millionaire Blueprint, our online virtual program, will be available for you, and it will be the same process. We will still provide a complimentary session to assess you and your personal and professional goals over the phone. Once we are able to process your payment, we will onboard you to our mentorship program or to our Millionaire Blueprint, the online program, so that you can start training and educating yourself and getting to the next level. So if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to us. You can always go to RamonPreston.com. That's our main website. All of the information that we have, all of the services, all of the programs and products, you will find at RamonPreston.com. That's RamonPreston.com. But of course, you could just call or text and reach out to us, and we'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. Listen, I'm super excited about so many of you who have already joined our programs and you are in our ecosystem. If you are a member of our coaching program, if you are a member of our Millionaire Mentorship Program, hopefully you have gotten the emails that we've sent you. We've been sending out a lot of communication to you because we just launched our business incubator. And so this is going to be an amazing program for a lot of you who are being coached already, or you're being mentored in our programs, but you just need more support, meaning that you're getting the information, you're getting the coaching on what to do, but when you leave the coaching session, you're not necessarily able to do it. You may not have the team, or you may just not have the ability to get this done yourself. So we have a lot of clients that are in our coaching program and that are being mentored by us, and they're just having issues with integrating their systems and their processes. So what we decided to do was we decided to incorporate a business incubator. And so this is a all-inclusive, done with you consulting program. So what we're doing is basically giving you an opportunity to bring us onto your team as consultants so that we can work with you in integrating those systems, integrating those processes. As a consulting client, we're giving you the information, we're training you, we're teaching you, we're educating you, we're showing you the blueprint. But if you're having trouble doing it yourself because you don't have the support at home, you don't have the staff, you can't afford to bring people in to help you on the technology or on the platforms, then we're making this business incubator available for you so that we can help do it with you. It's going to be an extraordinary program. We're already implementing this with our licensees and with a few other people who are already a part of our incubator, and we're seeing how this support on a consulting level is literally making their businesses more efficient so that they can start moving that needle into six figures. And we have our licensees are already six figures. They're moving into seven figures. And so we're super excited about that. So if you would like to know more information about it, or if you're in our coaching program or our mentorship program and you would like to be a part of that business incubator, we're going to be using this business incubator for several different purposes. Number one, we're going to use this business incubator to provide opportunities for the business owners and the entrepreneurs who are in this program to receive investment capital from us, partnerships with us, and perhaps you will be eligible to receive business loans or lines of credit. So we're really looking heavily into the businesses that we're bringing into this incubator for those who really need working capital. They need lines of credit, they need loans, they need venture capital, they need angel investors, they need people to infuse their businesses with some capital so that they can start scaling their businesses. So you're going to be eligible for those partnership opportunities, investment opportunities, business loan and line of credit opportunities. So if you're interested in it, we're giving you an opportunity to move up into the business incubator to give you more time to work on building your business out, integrating your systems and processes. And we're going to work with you to make sure you have your vision, your mission, your core values, your company pillars, your systems and processes integrated. We're going to make sure that you have your KPIs and all of your measurable metrics. We're going to make your business successful. That's exactly what my goal is. I want to create blueprint millionaires. Like I'm gonna like, oh my God, that's what I'm waiting for. Like we're already working on one of our licensees. They're probably going to be the first blueprint millionaires in our ecosystem, but I want to be able to celebrate that times and times over. I don't just want one blueprint millionaire in our ecosystem. I want to help create many, many millionaires. And I know we can because we have the resources. We have the information. And if you have the resilience, the commitment, and the willingness to step up and say, you know what, I'm going to go along for this ride with you, and we're going to be successful together, then all you have to do is reach out to us. I love all of you. Appreciate all of you for your support, for watching the show. We'll be back here, same place, same time tomorrow on the Ramon Press